Thank you so much for being here today. And for those here and for those online, I know that there is like 10 people there watching us as well. So before I introduce this amazing woman here just beside me, there is a few things happening around campus. And for those who don't read the newsletter, you probably should read the newsletter every day, every Friday. And we have also the Bridge newsletter coming, so you can, and we have the broadcast. So that's the way to get engaged and know what is happening. So tomorrow we have actually a high school fair, you know, and primary school, middle school and high school parents are involved, invited to come. And we also have been happening yoga every Monday and Wednesday, while fitness now changed to Wednesday, Friday. And we now have every week on Mondays GSPA chats happening at 1:30. So that's super exciting. And now let's go to this beautiful woman here beside me, which are super powerhouses here in Indonesia doing amazing work. And it's such a pleasure to have you girls here today, and to have Maria that is here also somewhere in the audience. Here, sorry, just in front of me. So, I mean, the Women Earth Alliance, they empower women and communities to thrive, you know. And there are so many projects that they do here around Indonesia, and each of these women here are going to talk today are working in different projects, and we brought them here to inspire you and maybe engage you into their mission. Yeah, so without any further ado, please welcome our amazing woman of the day.
Oh my God. All right. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. Okay, hi, everyone. Thank you, The Bridge, for giving us space to share our stories, and for everyone who's coming today here and online. So my name is Saniy. I'm the chairperson of Pratisara Bumi Foundation, and we have our little Kana here with us today, the next generation of women leaders, hopefully in the future. So it's actually my first time having a live audience after a while since the pandemic, so I'm actually a little bit nervous, so please bear with me. Today we're going to talk about the Women's Earth Alliance, and later you will meet with some of our women environmental leaders in Bali. But before we do that, I would like to introduce you first to Pratisara Bumi Foundation and why we exist as the implementing organization of the WEA Grassroots Accelerator Program and other WEA Indonesia activities in the future. Next. So, Indonesia has seen rapid economic growth in the past 40 years. However, the rampant development has caused massive negative impact to the socio-cultural and environmental ecosystem. So, top-down solutions have not proven to solve fundamental issues on the ground and have disempowered rural communities from using their local wisdom to design their own sustainable future. So that's why our organization is here, because we see that there are more than 1.2 million Indonesian youth who are still struggling to have jobs. About 60% of them live in rural areas with limited access to resources, to technology, to knowledge, to learning opportunities, to infrastructure, to even understanding English. So, next. And our organization is here because we see problems in our environment. There is 61% of daily waste in Indonesia is lit, while 39% was mismanaged after collection. And next. And there are 2 million hectares of customary lands, home to over 50 million adat for indigenous communities, are unfortunately threatened by deforestation. So while we believe that rural communities in the archipelago hold so much valuable local wisdom and generational traditions that have proven to work in line with our ecosystem. So next. Pratisara Bumi Foundation is here. We assist youth and women in rural Indonesia to reclaim their local wisdom and use them to set an example on how to live in harmony with nature and still thrive. So we build the ecosystems for them to build local solutions for sustainable development. We have two big programs that we are currently working on. The first one is Inquiry. You might have heard about Inquiry from our presentation a couple weeks ago at the bridge. So it's the incubator for sustainability entrepreneurship, which focuses on providing platforms. I'm so sorry, guys. There's the for Indonesian youth entrepreneurs, especially in the areas with limited access to resources. So we help them become the entrepreneurs who are responsible for the planet, embracing the local wisdom and culture, also empowering the prosperity of local communities at the same time. We are now run our Bali chapter until August 2020. And the second big program we have is the Women's Earth Alliance Grassroots Accelerator. Next. So it's a 4-month leadership and impact training program for grassroots environmental women leaders in the archipelago. We invite multiple experts and mentors to develop a strategic impact framework for their projects. And supported by our seed grants, our leaders were enabled to expand their impact and realize our collective vision of bringing environmental, climate, and economic solutions to life. So, next. To tell you a little bit about the Women's Earth Alliance, it was founded in 2006. So Women's Earth Alliance is a global organization that trains, resources, and catalyzes grassroots women's network to protect our environment and build healthy, safe, and just communities now and into the future. WEA designs capacity building trainings where women leaders benefit from access to technology, economic development, financing, mentorship, and a global alliance. In some of the most environmentally threatened places in the world, WEA leaders are defending forests and rivers, saving threatened indigenous seeds, launching sustainable farms, conserving coral reefs, and protecting land rights. So WEA's signature approach has enabled over 10,000 women with technical, entrepreneurial, and leadership skills, and in turn, they are reaching over 10 million people with safe water, energy access, regenerative farming, and climate initiative. So our work is not charity. Instead, we link women who are already established as community leaders, just like the one in front of you right now, with the resource, training, funding, and partnerships they need to build self-reliant, environmentally sustainable, and healthy communities. So we believe that women thrive, communities, the environment, and future generations thrive. So next. WEA Indonesia started this alliance 2 years ago in 2019, and currently we have more than 70 women leaders across 32 provinces in Indonesia, from Sabang to Merauke, Aceh to Papua, who are working hard. Okay. So yeah, we have more than 70 women leaders across Indonesia who are working hard to protect the environment and the community. But globally, we have 5,000 leaders trained and 6 million people impacted. And today, next, we have 3 amazing leaders with us, Mbak Tasya, Mbak Aniek, and Audria will be sharing stories about their project in Bali. Okay. But before that, I would like to play you a video from our first Indonesia Accelerator Program. So, enjoy the video.
so many women are on the front lines of environmental challenges, and for too long women have been cut off from the resources, the visibility, the networks, the training that they need.
One of their biggest struggle is that they have a very complicated position because the fact that they are a woman, it limited their options, especially when it comes to decision making.
Indonesian people who lives in urban doesn't have an emotional attachment about the forest.
I saw the forest that I used to play with, there's nothing. I cannot see orangutan anymore. I see the forest become as I'm 23 years old, and all of my life I have been experiencing forest fire.
Local farmers in Bali, they don't have access to trainings on sustainable farming practices, and that results in them damaging their land and contaminating the water.
My backyard of my home is a rice field, and the rice field at the moment is contaminated with like chemical nutrients, chemical pesticide, as well as it causes the contamination of the soil and the water itself. Not to mention as well the losing of the biodiversity in the rice field.
Around more than 30% coral reef Indonesia is in a very bad condition because like they need to get more fish, so they choose dynamite or bomb or using cyanide. Each of us are doing similar but different things. Each of us are facing similar but different challenges. Each of us are working in different ecosystems. But what we can do is knowing that we could reach out for another, for support.
Let's start!
And this week has been particularly impactful for me because this process of building our objectives, our goals, our strategic purpose have enabled us the tools to catalyze and accelerate the impacts that we're trying to achieve within our communities.
We actually leave a lot of space for emergence. So rather than be a top-down approach, we spend a lot of time asking the questions, what do you need? What do you need to learn? And also, what can you offer to the circle?
And through Women's Earth Alliance and the network that's being formed here, solutions are traveling across borders.
Wow. My first word will say wow, because now, one, I don't feel alone in struggling with my project because I see so many beautiful women throughout Indonesia that they also doing even I feel it's greater job than me.
Fawiza said to me, I believe in you. And then you have to believe in yourself. And then it's really changed me.
I know what I'm doing now. I've been searching this for many times.
So next, I will give the floor to Tasya for explaining about Biorock Indonesia.
Hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure to come back to the Bridge at Green School, and it's really difficult to absorb everything, because when I see that video, it's like bringing us like maybe 2 years back when it's really have been a great journey with all of the ladies and with the trainings, and now we just meet here today, I think after the COVID pandemic, and we talk about each other updates, and it's just amazing how far we are at the moment from what we were on the training. So first I would like to thank you to Women's Earth Alliance to bringing us together. And as you see in the video, when I talked earlier about coral reef, so I would like to bring you in the big picture. So when we talk about coral reefs, Indonesia. Actually, those are a very powerful words. Indonesia is like the islands. We have 17,000 islands, and coral reef species is the biggest in the world. We have over 500 species, and we have 40% coral reefs in the world in Indonesia. Unfortunately, more than 30% are damaged. So I'm Tasya, the Executive Director and Co-Founder of Biorock Indonesia. We work with different organizations, we work with local communities to help them how to actually protect the area of coral reefs and the beach. So, so they can protect for the ecosystem for now and generations to come. So we work with different groups like from university, from local community, government, because coral reef is a complicated territory. When you talk about project on the land, you can see the border. This is my land, and you have the certificates. But when you talk about the ocean, the sea, it's like everybody wants to claim it, but at the same time, everybody don't have the proof that they have the area. So that's just the basic tip of the complexity of the issues. So we at Biorock Indonesia, we work with different groups, and we have 4 main programs. Our first program is called Biorock Garden. When we come to the area where the corals are destroyed, and we work with local communities to bring the technology with the Biorock to make the corals grow faster, healthier, and also once the Biorock installed the system, and we see that I think in around 3 years we can see the difference, like the corals are enhancing pretty much faster, and when it's when you see the progress, and we can use the environment to bring more sustainable income by creating sustainable tourism that everybody can participate to visit the location. We have one in Pamutaran, Bali. And if you don't have the opportunity to visit directly, you can also involve in our online program by adopting baby coral, or also if you like to collaborate in this kind of restoring coral reef, we are also open partnership with different area in Indonesia. And the second program, we also have the youth program called Scholar Reef, that we know that the youth in Indonesia are actually aware that the coral reefs are damaged, but they don't know how to do that. They don't have the knowledge, they don't have the network. So we make a youth program in Indonesia that we train them how to monitor the coral reef, how to engage with local community. So when I received the training in WEA, and I think that why don't I make the same program but for youth, so I can actually pass the knowledge, the information, how to save the coral reef, so we make a bigger impact together in 34 provinces in Indonesia. So we start the journey at the same time when I joined the accelerator program, and now we already have 34 graduates of Scholar Reefs in Indonesia, and we are launching the program next month, actually, for 2022. And the other program, we also have beach shore protection, when we install the Biorock system to help how to protect the eroded shorelines, and we can bring back the sands, the shore less than 1 year. So we work with like resorts and also with the local communities, because they are the first community, the first person that impactful by the erosion, also worse by the climate change. So we work with them, and we just installed this year, I think, in Mentawai, and also probably also in the South Bali by early next month. So and because Biorock Indonesia working with several locations, I think 16 sites, but the biggest and the most various structures that you can see is in Pamutaran. And the project actually started in 2000, so it's way before the organization established. And in these 20 years of journey, the village of Pamutaran has transformed from the village where nobody have a job, nobody have resources. Now you will see that it's a destination of choice when you can experience the tranquility, and you can also interact with local community, and also at the same time when you visit there you will save the coral reef. So I would like to invite all of you, especially you at home that probably it's the first time you know about Biorock Indonesia, first time you know about coral reefs, and please, anytime you would like to visit, come to Pamutaran. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's amazing to hear. Okay, next one we have Audria to talk about Little Spoon Farm.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me here today. My name is Audria, and I'm from the Little Spoon Farm. It started with an initiative because I see food as something that could potentially be a really impactful change, a really impactful trigger that could change the environmental problems that we are seeing today. For example, climate change, um, environmental pollutants, and water contamination, and also which affects our livelihood in the urban areas, and also our farmers, and also the generation to come. So, in the beginning of COVID, I realized that this becoming a more and more apparent problem with the inability to produce our own local food when the airport is closed down, especially in Bali, and the ports are closed down. We don't have the food security that we need, and everybody will need to eat still to live. So we started Little Spoon Farm with the name of Little Spoon, as if when you're a kid, when you have a baby, you give the nourishment through a little spoon. Sometimes the kid doesn't know what they're being given to eat, but then you give the access for them. And I resonate with this symbol because it is what um, what it means to be the bridge, to be the access to give this education to our consumer and also our producer, how to grow together and how to support each other through regenerative farming and through responsible buying to support this local food system that will help us all in terms of sustainability. And for this, I really thank you, WEA, Women's Earth Alliance, from the past 2 years. I saw this video, and then it took me back so long ago, like how I started with just having this idea, started with only having two farmers, and telling Mbak Aniek, what should we do? Calling Tasya, like, what should we do? And when we are allowed to have this circle of women together from differing backgrounds, then I could have other perspective about this issue, not only coming from a farming perspective, but also many different perspectives. And it really helped me and our farmers throughout like the COVID pandemic because we realized even more how much it's needed to be brought up and the importance of regenerative local farming in Bali and also in other areas of the world. Um, and I hope from the activities that we share through Little Spoon, the vegetable that we grow as communal of farmers that are practicing regenerative farming now from different parts of Bali. Um, when you look at our website, when you come and support or visit our farms, then you will be able to get in touch, get the first view of experiencing the relationship with the farmers, which a lot of the new generation has lost, and sometimes because of this disconnection with their food, they have forgotten what life could be brought from food, and that life includes protection in biodiversity and increasing the livelihoods of people. So from WEA, one of our target is to increase the number of farmers that we are educating to grow regeneratively, and also to increase their income level to 30% of their previous income before they turn into regenerative, which we have successfully achieved because of everyone's support. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, we have Mbak Aniek from Klecung.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. As Tasya said, this is our first time having a presentation live. So I'm also a little bit nervous. So let me going down from the chairs and walking a little bit. So yeah, it eased me. Yeah. My name is Aniek. I'm from Klecung village. Klecung is southwest of Bali. It's around 45 minutes drive west to here. So we are in a seashore. And yeah, so the project that we are doing in Klecung is seeing the problem. More than 85% of our total land in Klecung is owned by international investors, meaning that our people in Klecung may lose their livelihood at any time when the investor coming back. Then they don't have their land for living, because most of us are farmers and they are doing the rice field, and those rice field are almost gone with that. So yeah, the project that we are doing is we are doing community-based tourism with the eco principle. Community-based tourism with the eco principle. So the things that we are doing is we introducing another kind of tourism which is friendly to the people and friendly also to the nature. So we try to raise the people confidence. One of the reasons why people easily to sell their land, because they feel powerless. They don't have enough skill. They don't have enough resources how to how to protect their families and how to get more income to the families. So the project is empowering especially women in the village. So because women, holding everything in the families, dealing with the kitchen, food, children, and taking care of husband. So when they feel comfortable and they empowered, then they will sustain the family. So why we choose the eco village principle? Because we want also to protect our land. We do the work with Audria to start introducing regenerative farming. And then in the future, for the next one, we are going to build more forests in Klecung. So yeah, thank you to WEA, flashing back to 2 years ago experience, and now I do realize that we bring more impact to Klecung. So during the WEA, there were 13 families involved in the project. Now 30 families in the village involved in the project out of 75 families in Klecung. So the project is growing and the impact is even bigger. And yeah, thank you for WEA for keep supporting me and the village. And I also invite you guys to come to Klecung so you can enjoy the experience staying with the local people, experience the local wisdom. So when the people coming, and then people in Klecung also share their local wisdom, they will feel that their local wisdom is also having a high value, then they want to keep it. And also we have turtle conservation because our beach in Klecung is turtle conservation area. Then we have dog shelters that run by a woman called Bunda. So please come and then enjoy the program with us. And then in the meantime, now we are ready for that. We are open for visitors. And by doing that, meaning that you are supporting us in Klecung, supporting the family, supporting the next generation. Thank you so much.
It's really awesome to hear stories from our alumni from WEA. So actually, Pratisara Bumi Foundation and Women's Earth Alliance, also with the bridge, is offering an experience for you and all grade school parents as part of our 2020 fundraising efforts. So we want to invite you to join a Little Spoon Farms foraging trips to Bedugul with Audria, and then to Klecung Village Day with Aniek, and visit Biorock site at Pemutaran for coral restoration weekend learning with Tasya. So we will use this these funds raised from this effort for programs that will be enhancing impact on our alliance members with the focus on social entrepreneurship. So among other programs, there will be a product development assistance program. Together with our WEA members, we will develop a community-run processing hub and at least 2 communal forests. So in the next year, we don't want to stop just at the accelerator program, but we want to see how we can strengthen the alliance by activating this ripple programming and co-learning strategies with the women leaders that we have in the circle. So we need your support in making sure that this plan happens and available for our women leaders in Indonesia. So that's it from us. I give it back to Ibu Carol.
Thank you so much. Oh, sorry. Thank you so much. That was so special. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you. I mean, that visual was so nice. It made me so emotional as well. And all of you girls mentioned. And I think we have some time for questions before we go.
Yes.
And just kind of wrapping up with what you said. Yes, we are organizing a few journeys, to each of these places. The first one is to Little Spoon Farm, that it's still happening this year, and then I think we're going to you and then to you. So that's nice. We're going to have the opportunity to actually go and experience these projects and support somehow, and and it was just so nice to see you and the baby here, and just made me feel like we women, we carry so many responsibilities and so many things, and it's amazing, how we actually are able to, do it at all.
It's
so
my first time.
yeah, it was nice. So, I mean, do we have some questions? Maybe, I don't know, if anyone has questions online, please, you can just type in the chat. And okay, so we have question from Chris. Okay, Chris. You are such amazing woman. I would love you to share how many women WEA has supported in Indonesia already. And I would love to hear from each speaker on how we can support you. That's a good question. Chris, thanks for asking.
Thank you for your question, Pak Tim. Sorry, Pak Chris. Sorry. Yeah, just come to Klecung and experience with us. So by coming to Klecung, it's not only about the funding, but also the sharing of the knowledge will, definitely important for our people, that other people from another side of the globe seeing the local wisdom in Klecung is also important to protect and to maintain for the next generation. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for the question. I think collectively we can support the women and the farmers in Bali by choosing local food, I would say, and supporting what they do because it means a lot to them. And also to check out the Spoon Farm and join our trip. Yes.
My pleasure. Yeah, okay.
So thank you again, Pak Chris. It's amazing how parents in green school actually wants to involve, how actually they also support with the environment movement in Bali and Indonesia. So if you interested in the coral reef issues, ocean, and would like to support our program, you can go to our website www.biorock-indonesia.com, and you can see so many alternatives. Either you can adopt a baby coral on your behalf, on your name, or your maybe Christmas presents. You can also join us as a volunteer, even though it's an online volunteer, so you can do it by from your home. Join our mentoring program, and what would be most helpful for us if you have a company or organization, you can collaborate with us as a corporate partner, and you can see more information on the website or just contact us through our website. So there's so many options that you can choose. Anything that would fit you, that would help us with the long journey of restoring the coral reefs. Thank you very much.
So, yeah, thank you for the question, Pak Chris. So actually, in Women's Earth Alliance, we have alumni about 70, more than 70 women leaders across 73, yeah, 73 across Indonesia. We started the programs in 2019, so we have 3 cohorts now in Indonesia, and next year we actually have a plan to create a ripple programming, that just what I said in the presentation. So we want to give more support to our women leaders that are focusing on social entrepreneurship. So our plan is to have a community hub, processing hub in the area of our where our women leaders are working right now. So and also we want to build a communal forest. So it's like a circular programming for our women leaders, and also in the next year we are planning to have more co-learning programs, so peer learning between our WEA leaders. So yeah, the support that we need for that is mainly is the funding itself, but also the expertise that you might have to offer for our women leaders, because at the beginning of the year we also have like a brief survey with our women leaders what they need, and one of them is the expertise, the skills to keep develop in the program. So yeah, expertise, mentorship, all of the things that the women leaders need. We can share the things that they need. We have the survey in. So yeah, thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much. Yeah. And so many ways actually for us to help just the causing, and like by daily practice, as you said, just buying from local farmers. Yes. Yeah. And maybe not buying your land to build your villa in a rice paddy. It's a big one as well, you know, like to really think through it. If you're going to buy a piece of land, are you actually taking a farmer out of that land to put your villa? Are you actually being part of that movement that it's taking the locals from their land, you know? It's something for our community to reflect on, I guess, you know? And
adopt coral for Christmas.
Yeah, adopt coral for Christmas, but also, you know, we've been to the Biorock Foundation, and we were Biorock Foundation, sorry, the Biosphere Foundation, and we were kind of learning there how much actually our actions inland will affect the corals, and how much when we wash our hairs with harmful shampoo, for example, we might don't think that this is a big of a deal, but actually it is, you know, because all these products that we put in the water, we put in our body, we wash our clothes, they also go to the water stream on the top of the fertilizers and all of that from the plantations, and they also contribute for the problem. So it's a small change, but it's also something that we can do, on a daily life. So thank you so much for for doing what you do and for bringing this a topic. And yes, soon we're gonna have opportunities to go and interact and have experience with this amazing woman. Thank you so much for coming here today. Yeah, and thank you for everybody for being here online with us, for those who are here in the bridge as well. Unfortunately, we have not a big crowd because we have an assembly this morning with the early years. So can you imagine you competing with the cutest like grades in the school? They're all there, and I'm like, okay, this is really unfair. But it's nice that we have recorded, and soon we're going to be posting the talk and posting actions for how people can get engaged and how we can support with mentors. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful day.